Please put your hands together and welcome to the stage, Shappi Khorsandi.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, hi. That's so nice. Hi, everybody. Oh, well, fuck. It's awkward, isn't it? I'm so sorry, this is terrible. Do you know, I was thinking, it feels like my first ever gig, and I think I cried then as well. I'm so sorry. I did. And I've got a bit of looping. Oh, I just can't believe you're here. Like, there's people, and we've just. Oh, this is live streamed as well. You can't edit it out, because she came on, she cried because she's so self-indulgent. She has had no one to listen to her for 6 months but her children and her dog. Hi, and you're real. That's amazing. So this is so not. Oh fuck! I should just do a joke. I'll do a joke. Oh bloody hell! I'll remember one of them. Okay. Just pretend I didn't cry. So, ladies and gentlemen, during lockdown, I decided to become a vegan. Yeah. And that's not how I normally tell jokes, by the way. I'm a little bit more natural than that normally. But I'm a bit overwhelmed because I've only been doing this for 25 years, minus 6 months. So, I became a vegan, but I'm the world's worst vegan, it turns out. I kept eating eggs by accident. I kept forgetting there's an egg in the middle of Scotch eggs. My timing wasn't right then, was it? It was a bit off, my timing. It was like watching, maybe it will work with live streaming with a bit of a delay, maybe that will work. But it's been very, very difficult for comedians, not just financially, but emotionally, because this job that we do this job not because it's a sensible career option. We all know it wasn't that. We do this job because it's a compulsion, right? Like, it's a need. What you have to go through to become a professional comedian, you don't do it unless it's like, a little bit of a mental illness. And even in the normal world, if a week went by and I didn't do a gig, I'd get really friendly at bus stops. So I often think, what is it that gives us that compulsion to talk to and connect with strangers from all walks of life? Because right now, I don't fucking care if you're National Front. I love you. Don't give a shit. I'm just a gig. Just anyway, the point is, and also I'm really paranoid because I've just, never mind. So, everyone else held their shit together much better than me. That's okay. It's the story of my life. So, and obviously it starts with childhood, doesn't it? Most compulsions. And for me, I remember this compulsion to make people laugh came from my childhood. My father is a very rambunctious man, and he's a writer, he's a poet. In fact, do you know what? I feel emotional tonight. I've translated one of my father's poems for you. You might want to hold someone's hand if you're in a bubble. He's an Iranian poet in exile. The clock on the mantle, tick, 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 tick. Baby bird in the tree, chick, 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 chick. I am a poet, I will not be silenced. Bring me my pen, bick, 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 bick. So he would make me do a turn for all the guests. You know, when they get a kid, come on, Shappi does impressions, and they would make me do a turn. And they had no bedtimes for us. Life for my children is very, very different. I have set bedtimes for them, and sometimes I'll be tucking them in, and my little one will go, Mummy, what was it like for you when you were a little girl? And I'll say to her, oh, what, you mean in the 80s? Shall I tell you? Are you cozy? Are you nearly sleeping? Bambaleo, bambalea, so-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. wake up, Shappi, come downstairs, make the guests laugh, make the guests laugh. And I would be hauled in front of the guests, and this is the 80s, so they would make me do impersonations of Margaret Thatcher, and then the guests would laugh, and my dad would look at me and go, oh, it was worth having a child after all. I'm not a clinical psychologist, but I'm guessing those moments when I made people laugh is when I felt my father loved me. No pressure, but when I'm on stage, I feel like you are all my dad, and I'm begging you to love me. Thank you. Are you waving a flag there? Oh, was that a thing? Is that for drinks? Oh, good. Sorry, I just thought you got really emotional about me talking to my dad. That's not what I thought. For a split second, I thought you actually were my dad. And I was like, why has he gone blonde? Well, oh, that's a rainbow flag as well. That's very nice. Do you know, I did this program. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Or as I call it, I'd like to be a celebrity. Can you give me a chance? It was the maddest thing, right? I can't believe I did it. No one can believe I did it. Remember, I tell you the story I was telling you earlier. I can't remember it. Anyway, the point is that I was the first to be voted out, though my mother won't accept this. She went, you were not the first to be voted out. You were released early for good behaviour. And I was terrified when I was in there. I thought, what if one of my exes sells a story to the paper and I'm gossiped about and my private life will be torn apart because I've lived a life. I once went out with a guy that did the puppeteering for Zippy on tour. Starfucker, thank you. Have you ever dated a puppeteer? That's the way to do it. Anyway, the point is, I came out and there were no stories about me. And I said to my agent, oh, wow, I really misjudged my exes. And he went, oh, a couple of them did try, but the papers weren't interested. The only story they ran of me was a double-page spread in The Sun that said, I think it was, don't quote me on that live audience, the double-page spread in a tabloid, and it said, Shappi Khorsandi is bisexual. And my mum kept the clipping. She goes, oh, look, this one says you're a bicycle. She's adorable. She's so sweetly in denial of all that kind of stuff. She doesn't even know my brother's going to be gay when our dad dies. And the papers called my brother while I was in the jungle. They phoned him and they said, your sister's bisexual. How do you feel about that? Now, my brother is not media trained. So he said, I taught her everything she knows. When you're in I'm a Celebrity, right, you get the same money regardless of how long you stay in there. So it was fascinating for me that some were trying not to be the first ones out, right? And they do these things where they like manufacture conversations. Like they'll have a tannoy and they'll go, can so-and-so and so-and-so go down to the creek? And I was in there with this boxer man who was the type of man who, bless his heart, one of those guys that when he meets a woman and he doesn't want to fuck her, he doesn't know what she's for. Do you know the type? Sometimes you meet men like that and it's really difficult because you can see them looking at you going, I don't want to shag it, so why is it alive? Anyway, it's sad. We must help them. Do a charity night for them. So he said to me, what do you do for a living? And I said, I'm a comedian. And he went, really? But in here, you don't crack jokes. And I was like, well, you haven't knocked anyone out. What made me sad was when I was in I'm a Celebrity, I did crack jokes, but they never got my jokes. Everything you said was, oh, babes, it is what it is, or whatever. Stay strong. So we had to go around in a circle, round the campfire on I'm a Celebrity, and we had to say where we're from and a bit about our family. And when it got to me, I said I'm from Iran originally, and my grandmother was Kurdish, I remember. She had orchards. She was a lemon Kurd. I should have said lemon orchards. That would have got a bigger, never mind. I fucked that joke up. Doesn't matter. I'm just glad to be out of the house. That's clearly a joke, right? She wasn't actually a condiment. Do you know what my fellow campers said, they went, "Oh, babe, stay strong." Now, there's some reality TV shows you do that you get paid more the longer you stay in the game. So I did Celebrity MasterChef, right? I was pregnant and single, and even my GP said to me, "Oh, was there a man involved at any point? I am not a worm." So she said, anyway, so I'm pregnant and single, and I thought, if I go on I'm a Celebrity MasterChef, the longer you stay in it, the more money you get. And if I get to the third round, I'll make enough money to give myself maternity leave, right? So I cooked really well, got to the third round, got my maternity leave money, and then I made a sandwich out of there, right? I have no reason to stay. But on I'm a Celebrity, it's the same money. And not only that, when you leave I'm a Celebrity, you have to go to a 5-star luxury hotel with a private beach, and they fly 4 of your family members out to stay there with you. And you're not allowed to go back to the UK when you come out. You have to stay there until everybody's out for the duration of the show. So the sooner you leave, the longer you have to stay there. So ladies and gentlemen, I won I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here. I'm just going to tell you this quick thing before I go. Number one, this has been amazing, and I'm really, I should have probably handled it better, but fuck it. But I'm really, this is so, please donate money, because this is, yes. I used to be articulate. In lockdown, I've forgotten everything. People said, "Are you homeschooling your children?" I did for one day, and I realised my children started to learn less when I started homeschooling them. I was extracting knowledge from my children. They started off quite bright, and now the little one licks the wind. Anyway, I left them to it. I just gave them Cocoa Pops for dinner and left it all. But I went to my first comedy club when I was 17. It was such an incredible experience. I went back to my school. I was doing my A-levels, and I said to my careers advisor, you might remember in the 80s how helpful careers advisors at state schools were. I said, "I want to be a comedian." And she goes, "Oh, that's lovely. I used to want to be a mermaid." Because she looked at my grades. My mock exams were terrible. I have dyslexia. And I wasn't expected to do well academically. And then I just thought how different it would have been at a private school. Because I was told, well, your mocks aren't very good, are they? You're not really going to set the world alight with those. You're not going to make doctor or lawyer. Never mind, you're very bubbly, aren't you? Very good with people. We think travel agent. Fine. But private schools, you pay for self-confidence, right? A good public school kid in my position would have been told, "Oh dear, you're not going to set the world alight with those exam results, are you? Never mind, you're quite quirky, aren't you? Very good with people. We think foreign secretary." And how wonderful that all that has changed now. Thank you very much. Give all your money to comedy clubs and the Cat Protection League. Those are the 2 things that I care the most about. Thank you so much. Bye.
Shappi Khorsandi.
Shappi Khorsandi. Come on. Amazing.